The Champions League quarterfinals are here and it's getting super intense. In this video, we continue our road to the final series, breaking down every quarterfinal matchup with key stats, tactical insights, and bold predictions using a particularly helpful tool on our website to predict who's making it to the last four of this competition. But first, let's talk favorites. According to the bookmakers, Barcelona are now leading the pack, closely followed by giant killers PSG. But can Real Madrid prove again why they own this competition? Could Inter, Bayern or Arsenal crash the party? Or perhaps will we see underdogs Aston Villa or Borussia Dortmund pull off the almightiest of upsets? Let's find out in today's video. Oh guys, and before I forget, if you love Champions League action and want to stay up to date with our road to the final series, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel SportyTrader, and yeah, let's dive in. Arsenal's return to the Champions League quarter-final stages has been nothing short of impressive. Under Mikel Arteta's guidance, the Gunners have built a formidable defense, conceding a meager 0.6 goals per game in the tournament, as well as securing 6 clean sheets in 10 matches, one of the very best defensive records in the competition. But now, their biggest challenge awaits, because this is Real Madrid, the ultimate Champions League machine. With a staggering 14 UCL titles, Los Blancos thrive in these very moments. I mean, just look at how they managed to navigate a very tricky, albeit slightly controversial tie against Atletico Madrid in the last round, where everything, and I mean everything, seemed to be going against them, but yet they managed to find a way to come up trumps once again. Let's not forget, their attack is actually ruthless, averaging 2.33 goals per match and spearheaded by the likes of Jude Bellingham, who seems to have taken his game to a whole other level this season, and Kylian Mbappe, the Ballon d'Or favourite capable of tearing apart any defense. Tactically, this remains a battle of styles. Arsenal will look to dominate possession and dictate the tempo through their dynamic midfield, while Madrid will absorb pressure and wait for the perfect moment to strike. History also suggests a very close contest. Both teams have won once in their previous 3 encounters with 1 draw. Arsenal have also managed 3 goals against Madrid, conceding just twice, but honestly, stats mean very little when it comes to Madrid in the Champions League. Arsenal will certainly push Real Madrid all the way, I can guarantee that. But Madrid's knockout experience and killer instinct in attack will likely prove decisive. I'll pick Real Madrid to advance. This is a classic David vs Goliath matchup, but don't write off Aston Villa just yet. PSG certainly showcased resilience in the round of 16 by overcoming Liverpool, propelling them to one of the favourites to win the competition outright. Don't forget, we are talking about a team that has currently gone 36 games unbeaten. Dembele rightly gets all the plaudits for that performance, but one player who also came of age that night was Desiree Doué. I'm calling it now. This is the next French superstar. Still only 19 years of age, Doué has been involved in 20 goals for PSG this season. Incredibly, among players aged 19 years or younger, only Lamine Yamal has had a better season with 30 goal contributions. But what about Aston Villa? Well, they certainly displayed dominance against Club Brugge, securing a 3-1 victory away in the first leg and following that up with a commanding 3-0 win at Villa Park. A win here against PSG, however unlikely, will mean that Villa qualify to the semi-final of the Champions League for the very first time in their history. Tactically, PSG is expected to leverage their high possession style, averaging 60% in the tournament, to control the game's tempo. Aston Villa, with a possession average of just 50%, may adopt a more counter-attacking approach, utilizing the pace of forwards like Oli Watkins and Marcus Rashford to exploit spaces behind PSG's high defensive line. Despite a clear difference in quality, expect a very competitive match, but PSG's quality should see them advance to the semi-finals of the competition. Barcelona vs Dortmund certainly looks like something of a mismatch on paper. Hansi Flick's team are actually unstoppable right now, winning 90% of their last 10 matches while averaging 3.2 goals scored per game. In the round of 16, they showcased that very dominance, dispatching Benfica with standout performances from Rafinha and Ferran Torres. Borussia Dortmund, on the other hand, while nearly not as dominant, and I mean nowhere near as dominant, have certainly displayed a measure of resilience throughout the tournament. points. They managed to overcome Lille in the last round to make it to the last 8 despite severely underperforming for most of the season. We also have to take into account that they faced Barcelona once already this season in the group stage where they suffered a narrow 3-2 defeat at the Signal Iduna Park. Adding a touch of intrigue to this matchup is Robert Lewandowski, Barcelona's goal machine. Seriously, this guy is actually 36 years old and he's going toe-to-toe with the likes of Kylian Mbappe for the La Liga Golden Boots, and he's actually coming out on top. He's also the first player in Europe's top 5 leagues this season to hit 40 goals for club and country. An incredible achievement. Did I forget to mention he's 36 years old? Let's not forget he's also something of a Borussia Dortmund legend, having put the black and yellow team on the map all those years ago. Lewandowski also has a very impressive record against his former club, netting 27 goals in 27 appearances, a statistic that would weigh heavily on Dortmund's defense. Sadly, unlike other fixtures, I don't expect this one to be nearly as closely contested. A dominant Barcelona team should emerge victorious quite comfortably against Dortmund. And finally, we have an absolutely titanic clash as Bayern Munich takes on Inter Milan. Bayern are certainly a team synonymous with dominance and ruthless attacking, averaging 2.3 goals per game in the competition. Meanwhile, Inter Milan, Italy's most informed side currently, has built its success on defensive solidity. And when I say defensive solidity, I mean defensive solidity, conceding literally just 0.2 goals per match so far in the competition. Do you know how incredible that is? Back to Bayern Munich now, and in the previous round, Bayern actually made a statement by knocking out Bayer Leverkusen, a team that has proven to be a thorn in their side in recent times. Harry Kane also continues to be this side's talisman, and despite slight dips in form, he's showing up when his team needs him the most. Inter Milan, on the other hand, managed to slay the Milan Slayers Feyenoord, proving exactly who the dominant side in Milan is now. Lautaro Martinez tends to get all of the love, but Marcus Thuram, in my opinion, is Inter Milan's most influential player right now, and the stats certainly agree with me. He has the most goal contributions for the Italian side this season as things stand, and on his day, I don't see any defense in the world stopping him. And yes, that includes even Bayern's defense. Of course, it hasn't helped matters that both Alphonso Davies and Dayo Upamecano have been ruled out due to injury, two of Bayern's most important defenders this season. I think this means that Bayern's backline will have to stay on high alert, especially with Inter potentially looking to hit Bayern on the break. This is certainly a battle between two teams with contrasting styles, but in the end, I think Inter will edge this contest, with the second leg in Italy potentially proving decisive. And that wraps up our Champions League quarter-final predictions. To recap, we are expecting Real Madrid, PSG, Barcelona and Inter Milan to advance to the last 4 of the competition. But I have to reiterate that a lot of these games are actually super close. So what do you think? Let us know your predictions in the comments. Are any of these sides pulling off the upsets? You might also want to try out our football team comparison tool, the really cool online feature we use to break down a lot of the stats for this video. You can find the link for this in the video description, or alternatively on our website SportyTrader.com. And don't forget, we'll be covering the remaining stages of the competition from the semi-finals all the way to the grand finals in about a month's time, so make sure you stay tuned for all of that. As always, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of it. I'll see you guys in the next episode.